Hey, welcome back. Now that you've gone through the exercise by yourself, applying the empathy map canvas to your product idea, let's debrief on some of the most critical challenges that people face either in our workshops or in general applying the empathy map canvas. The first challenge that I frequently observe is people already thinking too much about their own product idea. The whole idea of the empathy map canvas and the first step in design thinking is to let go of any ideas that you probably have and really focus on the customer group, really empathize with them. Therefore, you see that there is no question about what kind of product this customer will be using, but what they're currently using. This means this happens in a context where your product idea or your service does not already exist. The second challenge that I see people have is how to deal with multiple target customer groups. And there are basically two ways that you can deal with that. Number one, you can create multiple empathy map canvases. Or number two, you can put all customer groups into the same empathy map canvas. My recommendation is to do the latter. Have every single customer group in the same empathy map canvas. Why? Because this way you can see what kind of overlaps they have much better than if you separate them among multiple empathy map canvases. Challenge number 3. Once you put multiple customer groups into the same empathy map canvas, it can become very cluttered. One way to still distinguish between the various customer groups is to use a simple color coding. And fortunately, Post-its allow us to do this. In the example that I will share with you later, you will see how I put 3 different customer groups into the same canvas and used color coding to distinguish between them. Challenge number 4. A lot of people try to apply the empathy map canvas without ever speaking to customers. And from our introductory video of the empathy map canvas, you know that step number 3, 4, 5, and 6 cannot be done really well if you haven't spoken to customers. Yes, you can put some hypothetical answers in there. You can put in your assumptions, but those assumptions are not the reality. So really, get out of the building, talk to your customers, observe them in their context, and then start working on the empathy map canvas. And finally, challenge number 5. Way too often do I see product owners believing that they have to do this work all by themselves. You don't have to. You can get your key stakeholders involved, people that work in sales, people that are engineering leads, etc., that have had interactions with the customer and by that also have a perspective on what the customer needs and how they're probably going to use products and services in that area. But you can also get the developers involved that work with you on a daily basis. And in addition to getting their perspectives, you can use this exercise, which you do collaboratively, to start sharing your context on the customer with them. In addition to all the challenges that we already covered, I often see teams working on an empathy map canvas once at the beginning of a project and then basically dealing with it as if it was set in stone, which it is not. Similar to everything else that we will learn, an empathy map canvas can be created initially, but based on your frequent interaction with customers and your continuous learning about them, you can and you should update your canvas as well. So, these are the most common challenges that I see when people apply the empathy map canvas. Maybe we've already addressed the challenges that you are facing. If you have additional challenges, feel free to reach out to us using the Slack community. I'll see you there. In our next video, we will dive into another tool being the value proposition canvas. There are some things that overlap, but you can also use these tools as complementary to each other. I'll see you in that video.